Alright, let's dive into this. If you're thinking about a new Mac Mini, you need to hear this right now before you make a huge mistake. Forget everything you thought you knew because we're about to expose some seriously juicy details about the M5 Mac Mini. We're talking a full redesign and get this, a 512 GB base storage model. If you were even asterisk thinking about buying an M4 Mac Mini, just stop. Seriously, do not buy the M4. Now, before we get too deep, you might be wondering, how do you know all this? Well, the tech world has been buzzing, and these aren't just whispers anymore. We've seen a ton of solid info coming out. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, a super reliable source, has mentioned Apple is pushing harder on AI and that future chips like the M5 will be built with even stronger neural engines, directly impacting what we'll see in new Macs. MacRumors has been tracking reports from supply chains that hint at a completely new external design for desktop Macs, including the Mac Mini, moving away from the current M2 design. 9 to 5 Mac recently reported on changes in Apple's internal testing builds that suggest a significant hardware refresh, pointing towards more than just a chip bump, especially for the Mini. Apple's own investor calls, while vague, have emphasized a renewed focus on next-generation computing experiences, which often translates to bigger hardware leaps. On the Twitter X front, the always-on-point Minkai Q shared insights about Apple potentially skipping the M4 chip for some desktop lines entirely, and jumping straight to M5 for a more impactful upgrade, especially for devices due for a design refresh. The leaker known as Shrimp Apple Pro has specifically tweeted about a thinner Mac Mini with more ports in the works for a late 2024, early 2025 release window, aligning with an M5 chip debut. Imagine Boo, another leaker with a good track record for Apple products, posted a cryptic image showing a Mac Mini with a slightly different port layout and mentioned double the base storage for the next major model. Even smaller analysts like Apple Insider Updates have chimed in, noting that current M2 Mac Mini inventory is unusually high, suggesting a big refresh is just around the corner, which would explain why Apple wants to clear out the old models. These aren't just guesses, they're based on supply chain checks, developer code, and a history of accurate predictions. So trust me when I say this M5 Mac Mini is going to be a game changer. Let's talk about the heart of it first, the M5 chip. Right now you might have an M1 or M2 Mac Mini, or maybe you're looking at the current M3 lineup. The M4 chip, which just came out in the iPad Pro, is fantastic. It's got an amazing neural engine for AI tasks and incredible graphics power. But the M5, that's going to push things even further. Think of it like this, the M5 will be Apple's true AI chip for the desktop. The M4 made big strides, but the M5 will likely double down, offering even more neural engine cores, maybe 24 or even 32 cores compared to the M4 16. What does that mean for you? If you edit videos, create music, or even just use advanced photo editing software, the M5 will make those tasks buttery smooth, almost instant. Developers working with machine learning models will see huge speed gains. Even everyday tasks will feel snappier, but the real power comes out when you push it. Expect a jump in CPU and GPU cores too, giving you more raw horsepower for everything from gaming to complex calculations. We're talking easily a 20–30% leap over the M4 in overall performance and a much bigger jump from M2 or M3. The chip isn't the only asterisk exciting part. This M5 Mac Mini is getting a full-on asterisk redesign asterisk asterisk. The current Mac Mini design has been around for ages, since the M1 version, which looked just like the Intel one before it. It's a solid block of aluminum, but imagine something thinner. Think about how sleek the MacBook Air is. We're hearing whispers of a slightly thinner chassis, maybe with rounded edges, making it look more modern and less like a brick. And ports, this is huge. The current Mac Mini is good, but it could be better. The redesign is expected to bring more USB-C Thunderbolt ports, maybe 4 on the base model instead of 2. We might even see an upgrade to HDMI 2.1, which is massive for connecting to high refresh rate 4K or even 8K displays without any compromise. This means no more dongles just to plug in all your stuff. And a thinner design often means better thermal management, allowing the M5 chip to run at its peak performance for longer without getting hot. This is a big deal for anyone who uses their Mac Mini for long, intensive tasks. Now let's get to the other jaw-dropping news. The asterisk 512 GB base storage model asterisk asterisk. Right now, if you buy an M2 Mac Mini, you start with a measly 256 GB SSD. Let's be real, 256 GB in 2024 is barely enough for your operating system and a couple of apps. You instantly have to pay. Please crazy upgrade prices to get to 512 GB or 1 TB. But with the M5 Mac Mini, the leaks suggest it's going to asterisk start at 512 GB. This is huge for value. You're getting double the practical storage right out of the box, without paying that extra $200 $400 just to make your computer actually usable. For students, small business owners, or anyone who just wants a powerful, compact desktop without breaking the bank, this 512 GB base model changes everything. You can install more apps, store more photos and videos, and not worry about running out of space after a few months. This single change makes the M5 Mac Mini a far more compelling value proposition than any previous generation. So why are we saying do not buy the M4? Here's the deal. Apple sometimes does small chip bumps without major redesigns or feature changes. If an M4 Mac Mini were to come out, it would likely be in the old chassis with the same port situation and almost certainly still start with 256 GB storage. It would be a minor spec bump. But the M5 Mac Mini, based on all these leaks, is going to be a asterisk complete overhaul. It's not just a faster chip. It's a better design, more useful ports, and that sweet 512 GB base storage. Waiting for the M5 means you're getting a significantly more future-proof machine, a much better user experience, and better value for your money. Buying an M4 Mac Mini, if it even comes out, would mean buying into old tech, an old design, and frustratingly limited storage right before a genuinely groundbreaking model arrives. It'd be like buying a regular old TV right before 4K TVs became standard. You'd regret it instantly. Think about it, the M5 Mac Mini will likely be the ultimate compact desktop for the next 3-5 years. It will have the power for AI, the ports for modern setups, and the storage you actually need. If you currently have an M1 or even an M2 Mac Mini, you might be tempted to upgrade to M3 or a potential M4. But seriously, just hold on a few more months. The M5 Mac Mini, with its expected release late this year or early next, is going to make all previous models look ancient in comparison. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a leap. So what should you do? If you absolutely need a Mac Mini today and can't wait, then the M2 Pro model is still a solid machine, but be aware you're getting old design and limited storage. But if you can hold out even for a few months, trust me, it will be worth it. The M5 Mac Mini is shaping up to be one of Apple's most exciting releases in years, redefining what a compact desktop can be. Don't waste your money on anything less. What do you think about these leaks? Are you excited for the M5 Mac Mini redesign and that 512 GB base? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this info helpful, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more tech insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.